This intention of this study is to foster discussion of whether contact with English has some effects on the use of English among Vietnamese teenagers in the early stage of language contact between the two. 6 types of wordplay were found. They are spelling-based calking, plain calking, homophone calking, rhyming similes, combining affixes with a Vietnamese word, and bidirectional calking via synonym and homophone. Since the number of English speakers among young people is increasing each year, the chance that they will incorporate English into their Vietnamese escalate accordingly. The usage of wordplay among young people not only serves to create humorous expression but also acts as an indication of good identity.
An English translation of Vietnamese spelling is used to create a new phrase that is completely different from the original Vietnamese. Vietnamese phrase like Chan is used to refer to a person who is extremely conceited.
However, instead of using English phrase stuck up, a new phrase lemon question is created. The wordplay evolved as follows. First, the spelling of Chan is given as Chan Oi, in which Chan is the spelled word and Oi is added to indicate the tone of the word. Second, a word-by-word English translation of the given phonetic spelling is applied. Chan is translated into English as lemon and Oi is translated as question.
The combination of two translated words creates the phrase lemon question, which is used instead of using the English words stuck up or Vietnamese word Chan.
Today I will talk about plain calquing in Vietnamese phrase. So, what is calquing means? Calquing means word for word translation from one language into another. So basically, Vietnamese are used to speak in English in their own way. They translate the terms word by word into English. Obviously, they just ignore the semantic meaning of the whole phrase. For example, in Vietnam, they call silly boy as chicken boy instead of their own language, Tang. Okay?
Next is the fourth type, which is rhyming similes. What is rhyming similes? Rhyming similes is where we use the English word that has the same sound like Vietnamese word. For example, there is a Vietnamese syllable which is sec and she. When it combines together, it can be sexy, which sounds similar to English word which is sexy. The similes in Vietnamese culture to compare the characteristic with object. For example, wife and husband are like a pair of chopsticks. As we know, the pair of chopsticks is always be seen on restaurant, so we can always see the chopstick always be together, not only one.
After that, we should know how is suffixes and prefixes in English like super and ing can be combined with Vietnamese word. This combination usually occur between English suffix and Vietnamese verb or adjective. There is no example for the combination of English suffix and Vietnamese noun. For further understanding, let's do some example like super ho, which means extremely difficult, and super siu, which means extremely brilliant. By combining with an English suffix and Vietnamese word, young people tend to create a new expression such as referring to a continuous action. Since there is no continuous word in Vietnamese language, half of Vietnamese word and half of English word are used. For example, the phrase of bot fatting, the phrase came itself from Vietnamese verb, which is bot fat, and ing by adding on it, which means it tells about the action, then continuous happening. That's all we should know about how to combine suffixes and prefixes of English with Vietnamese language.
Okay, what do you call a cow during an earthquake? Baluk luck?
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, what is Rice's favorite pants to wear? Gum jean.